If you feel like no matter what you do, your cravings are always coming back, whether you eat the food or not, this video is for you because I want to explain why they are still there and why you can't for some reason seem to silence them. Because the main thing you need to know is that cravings come from lack, whether that is lack of nutrition, sleep, support, or maybe even too much stress. It's your body trying to tell you that something is wrong, something is off, and it's looking for a solution. And your body is not that complicated. It is very simple, and its main goal is to keep you alive. So if you are under a lot of stress, if you are not feeding yourself enough, if you are not sleeping enough, your body is trying to keep it alive because it can only take so much of that before it's no longer here. So the reason that you are having all of these cravings is because it is looking for some kind of nutrition to help you stay alive and active, to help support you, to help you sleep, to de-stress you. Whatever it is looking for something to fix the problem. And if it's constantly in a state of fight or flight, it constantly thinks that it is in danger. So until you allow it to feel comfortable and safe, it is going to keep having those cravings come up. So since we are on the final portion of the cut cravings in 3 days, which I do have a workbook for down below, and you can watch the previous video where we actually had and ate all of the food that you are craving. Now we're going to decompress how you felt after eating all of those foods and what it means. Because the whole point of this is to become more aware through an experimental mindset. Because with an experiment, there's no success or failure, there's just an outcome. And with that outcome, you get to decide what it is you want to do with it. Do you want to keep it? Do you want to toss it? Do you want to try something new? But it ultimately puts you back in control of your life and gives you the final say rather than letting other people tell you how your body is supposed to feel or what your body is supposed to be wanting or craving. So until you allow yourself to feel safe in your body and to trust it, it is not going to be able to just let go of those cravings, especially if you are constantly under stress, you are not eating enough, you are not sleeping enough, you're not moving enough, everything. So go ahead and download that workbook down below. And what I want to do now is really be conscious and aware and taking that experimental mindset to heart. So you ate all of the food, you documented what you ate, maybe how you were feeling, started to understand, started to be aware of when you were getting full, when you were really hungry, maybe how your body felt after eating certain foods. But now I just want to ask you a few questions, okay? So go ahead and grab your notebook or the workbook down below, and we're going to write these out really quick, okay? Feel free to pause whenever you need to. So number 1, were you surprised at all with how the experiment went yesterday? Were certain foods or meals making you feel bad when you thought otherwise, like they would make you feel better or you would feel really good after eating them? Did you notice yourself getting full sooner than you expected or getting full at all? And how did you wake up today after eating everything that you couldn't or wouldn't eat the day before? How do you feel? What did you like about this experiment? And what didn't you like? What mentally came up for you? And this is going to be a big one, whether it was good or bad. Were there a lot of voices in your head saying certain things as you were eating the foods that maybe you weren't supposed to eat or you shouldn't eat or you can't have a lot of or you have no control over? What was going on up here? Was it hard physically or mentally for you? Like, were you overeating and you didn't feel right? Or were you constantly having to fight yourself mentally throughout the day? What words or phrases, if any, came up? Like, this is not good, I shouldn't be eating this, I have no control, this is why we can't have nice things, this is actually really good, I'm surprised with how good I feel. Like, what came up for you? And finally, would you want to do this again? Because here's the thing, the reason your cravings are coming up is because something is off and your body is trying to find that center again. So until you find that center, it is going to keep bringing those cravings up because certain foods might have certain nutrients or chemical associations to either help you sleep, either help you de-stress, get you micronutrients that your body is craving that it can't find because you either cut out certain foods or you eat a bunch of junk food that it can't find certain things in. Your body is trying to find the middle ground. And maybe craving cookies, there's something in there that your body needs. So by wanting more and more cookies, it is going to find that thing. Even if it is just a comfort. It's a comfort. It brings you back to childhood, growing up when times were better. Like, I think of bacon. My grandpa would make bacon in the morning before we would go yard sailing. And even though it was really squishy and I like the more crunchy bacon, I always think of him. So if I'm missing him, maybe I will have more cravings for bacon for whatever reason that is. Now, again, this isn't a good or bad food example, but it's just an example of how emotionally or mentally, when you are struggling, maybe that is going to be a food that comes up. Or the stereotypical, when a girl goes through a breakup, she's going to eat a bunch of ice cream and donuts and cookies because it's just a comfort. It's a comfort thing. It fills you up. It gets you distracted from what's actually going on in your life at the moment. So the more you're able to understand why you're craving certain foods, why that could be, and also when you're craving them, it's going to make this whole process so much easier. It's no longer about you can't control yourself, that you don't have a say, that your body just is trying to sabotage you, that nothing is working out, that even if you follow a super strict diet, it's not going to happen. What it does is it brings you back in control and puts you in the driver's seat of understanding why you're craving the foods that you're craving. And until you figure it out, until you become aware and no longer just mindlessly doing it, it's going to keep happening. And until you address that and move forward, you're going to keep dealing with this. So now that you have an understanding of why you keep craving these certain foods and have a better understanding after eating everything, I want you to watch this next video because it's the next steps on how to move forward after this 3-day experiment and understand what you need to do in order to stop cravings for good and actually have a better relationship with food. So again, grab the workbook down below, fill it out, and I will see you in that next video.